So they get the stones. Banner's basically told, look, you can have the stones, but you gotta bring them back. Because otherwise, which ends up going, because Thanos is gone. That is actually a good plot. Anyway, rambling. So, they get the stones. This is really the abridged version. So that's what happens. The Soul Stone. Sadly, the Soul Stone sees us losing Black Widow. She's the only one I was like legitimately upset because she was the one was taking control while everybody else was like off doing whatever. She was the only one who was like, we need to find Thanos and stuff. So, but or just see what's going on in the rest of the galaxy. So yeah. So that timeline's Black Widow was gone because she was used to get to the Soul Stone. Gamora's gone because Soul Stone from okay. So she's gone. Black Widow is gone because she got the Soul Stone from a different timeline that now will not have Thanos in it. So she's gone. Gamora in the current timeline is gone because she was used to get the Soul Stone for Thanos. I don't think this timeline, no Thanos timeline, Gamora stayed in this timeline, because that's a little confusing. The whole thing's confusing. Oh my god. Anyway, so they get the stones, they fix everything. This whole, all the fucking Professor Hulk. This was just such a goddamn. Like, he tells them, I have to do it because Thor says he wants to do it because, and honestly, he'd probably be my first choice. Nope, here's Professor Hulk. It goes a lot of gamma energy and blah blah blah. I'm gamma. I fucking hate that character, and I just spit out some cotton candy. Fucking hate that character so much. Hulk was you need a brute, and it would have been fun to see Hulk do something, but Professor Hulk was such a goddamn bitch. Like posing for photo, basically being a sideshow freak, taking pictures with kids, using this and using a celebrity and posing with kids. It's like you went from having one personality that was just a geek guy, another personality that was a brute. You took them together, and you get a geek guy with a brutish body who doesn't seem like he knows what the hell he's doing. Like that. I mean, even the scene where they're like, "Hey, you could go smash some stuff." He's like, it's like, I didn't even laugh. Like, fuck Hulk. Fuck Hulk, Professor Hulk. Like, I wanted Hulk from the first Avengers movie to come by and just beat the shit out of Professor Hulk. Because he was such a fucking... Oh, I hate that kid. I hated that. Anyway. Let's see. Tony meets his dad. Captain America meets Agent Carter again. Not really meets her, but sees her. And then they all return to the present day. Hawkeye needs to explain to everybody why Widow's not there anymore. Yeah. So, blah blah blah. They snap. They snap everybody back into existence. But okay, I almost forgot about this. Because okay, so snap timeline. Gamora goes back with who was it? Rhodey, War Machine, to get the Power Stone, which was in the original Guardians of the Galaxy movie. So they do that, but because there's two Gamoras and they apparently are on the same wavelength, even though because non-snap Nebula knows everything. Nebula knows because she can read her mind. So it's a big old. Basically, because she short circuits, she can't go back to snap timeline, so she's stuck in non-snap timeline. Thanos finds out he wins, which honestly, now snap timeline Thanos was a little bit smarter than non-snap timeline Thanos, because non-snap Thanos decides he wants to go into snap timeline and redo everything instead of learning what happened over here and knowing that he wins. He should be. Okay. Here's what we're going to do. All right. So this time, snap timeline, Thanos freaking destroys the stones. They're gone. So the Avengers have to go and find the stones in the past, which they do. Non-snap timeline Thanos sees through Nebula that he wins. He should also see that these people are trying what they're trying to do. Now, this is where this timeline Thanos is an idiot. This timeline Thanos knows he wins. Knows he's going to win. But he knows he's going to win. But he should also see, and he also sees that Snap Timeline Avengers are going to try to undo what he did and how they're doing it. Well, and he even makes a big speech about how, you know what, you guys proved me wrong. You guys completely proved me wrong. I thought I could do it my way, and everybody would prosper. But unfortunately, you guys have to be a bunch of assholes about not this thing. And now I'm just gonna wipe everybody out and do a clean slate. Now we're talking Mad Titan Thanos here. So basically, we had some timeline who wanted to do good, but these methods were bad. Now, which brings us to non-snap timeline Thanos, who basically has figured out, you know what, screw this, and wants to kill everyone and remake the entire universe. So we got two different Thanoses, we got two different timelines, and everything, because, yeah. I don't know why. So then there's, Evil Nebula, well, okay, we'll just go with that. Evil Nebula, from non-snap time, goes back to snap timeline, where they eventually, after Hulk gives his bullshit reason, my opinion is bullshit, and snaps everybody back into existence. Evil Nebula then uses the time machine to bring back non-snap timeline Thanos, we'll call him murder mad Thanos, back to here to freaking do this. And big freaking fight scene. So, what's the difference between this fight scene and the fight scene that happened in Infinity War? Basically, that everything's happening in a small area. Thanos ended up already scorch earthing the entire place to begin with. And so it's basically the same fight scene, except that we're now on a desolate piece of earth. So it goes on. There's the hot potato with the gauntlet that the Avengers made. Which, by the way, the dwarves are now alive in non-snap timeline Thanos. Unless I don't know whether he already had made the glove or not by then, but anyway, I'm going to assume that the dwarves are still alive, meaning I don't know if Asgard. Anyway. No. Anyway. So the fight goes on. They play hot potato with the Avenger gauntlet. We have the girl power scene, which honestly, why did they have Scarlet Witch again? Why did they just have Scarlet Witch do all that? Scarlet Witch could have. She's racked up Thanos, and the joke was for Ant-Man to go up Thanos' ass and just blow him up when he turned into giant ant. Which unfortunately never even is attempted. But she could have ripped Thanos apart. It actually forced Thanos to call his ship and tell him, scorch earth this place. No part in this entire damn movie. And yeah, you can still say, well, he was smart enough to grab the Power Stone and punch Captain Marvel. But never in this entire damn movie did anybody pose as much of a threat to him as Scarlet Witch did. Which, honestly, makes Captain Marvel so goddamn worthless in this movie. It's not even funny when her parts could have been done by, you introduced She-Hulk. Scarlet Witch freaking literally racks, like I said, racks up Thanos and forces him to be like, oh shit. It's yeah, this is just nothing. And then in the end, he gets overpowered by Tony Stark. Tony Stark does what he's always done in every god dang movie he's been in, and was a major player in it, and he sacrificed himself. He sacrificed himself to win, to stop Thanos. He snaps out, non-snap Thanos out of existence, which, remember that? Timeline. Because there's no Thanos now. Let's screw the stones. No Thanos. Which means Red Skull's gonna be waiting a long time with that soul gem stone to be. No Thanos. So he snaps out the entire army. He snaps out. He even was nice enough to snap out the wreckage. So there's nothing of Thanos left. They win. Tony unfortunately dies. There's a big thing about that. Hulk laments about not being able to bring Black Widow back. Was like. And Thor runs off with the Guardians of the Galaxy. Makes Valkyrie queen. But yeah, so, and that's it. Pretty much 3 hours. 3 hours, you get all the thing. You want more proof that this is a second cut of this movie, or at least maybe it's the first cut, is when they're panning to everybody at the funeral. They're slowly over everyone. Then they pan to the next person. They're slowly on them. And then the one person that they kind of skipped right past was Captain Marvel. They didn't even linger on her. Still think that's a good idea to have her as your... Again, I have no hard feelings to the character. The character's bland, but I could easily say that about a lot of the MCU. I just like the MCU better when it was a new thing, and now 10 years and 22 flipping and movies later, and it's like I've seen it before. But Nick Fury ends up being alive. What can you do? So yeah, that was Endgame. Will I personally go see it again? No. I have no... Like I said, I have no... I mean, I just want... It was... I thought the humor was better than what people give it. I think people... I think the girl power part could have been done better if they just made it so it actually made sense with the story, which it never did, and was a little bit better than pushing Spider-Man to the side saying, we've got this. Because there's nothing better than saying, having characters, I don't care who they were, if it was Tony Stark, if it was Iron Man, Tony Stark, if it was Captain America, if it was Hulk, if it was Thor, I don't care. I hate that. Don't fucking just, oh, we've got this. Fuck that. That's why and they do that with the Jedi and stuff in Star Wars. So anyway, So yeah, I mean, if it wasn't, man, I have heard that the people were, I have heard the Russos have announced that they are no longer doing any more Marvel movies, which that's fine with me. Go out on top, dudes. Um, so yeah, I mean, there's not much more to say. I mean, again, I'm coming from it from a guy who's not emotionally invested in the overall story because I just got bored with it. I'm not invested in the characters. So, I mean, as a movie, it was a lot. It was enjoyable. It was enjoyable. It did send it off the right way with one of the um, the original characters. In fact, the original MCU character doing a self-sacrifice. Yeah, I think the overall story arc they were going for ended rather well. Um, but yeah, mm, overall it was a good movie. I will say this: if you are invested in the MCU overarching storyline, go see this film. Go see this film. Don't freaking worry about what everybody's saying about Captain Marvel. It's like she's just a plot MacGuffin at the start to get Tony and Nebula from point A to point B, and then from there, she's a complete afterthought. You could totally forget she was ever there. And the story could have gone the same way. If the mothership doesn't come down or nothing, or if it has to come down, they should have had, like I said, Scarlet Witch just decide try to bring it down on Thanos' head. But yeah. I mean, there's already been the usual. There's too much. There's already been the stupid retards crying about how Captain Marvel wasn't in it long enough, how too much in the middle thing. It's like, shut the fuck up, you people. Because, frankly, you wouldn't be happy no matter what. These people would not be happy if the entire movie was Captain Marvel and Avengers Endgame. They wouldn't be happy with that. They'd find something to complain about because that's all they do. So, even me saying this doesn't. Anyway, so yeah, so there's too much masculinity in it. There's not enough Captain Marvel. And it's like, honestly, if they made a story that made sense to have her in there, I'd been fucking fine with it. But they didn't. So tough shit. So yeah, I'm looking forward to Godzilla, maybe the Sonic. But anyway, that's my personal view. I said if you haven't seen the movie and you watched this, why did you? But hope you've enjoyed the movie. Yeah, so this is Castantino signing off for now. I'll talk to you guys later.